Hi, it's Sandra here, and I've spent the weekend in Zurich. I've not ever been to Switzerland before. I'm on a personal development program which has been phenomenal, and just look at this view. How cool is that? Yeah, there are snow-topped mountains in the back. How amazing. I've come out for lunch. We've had a nice long lunch and I came for a walk, and this was at the end of a street. I mean, how cool. So today I guess I was reflecting on my weekend here and thinking about what I can share that may resonate with you. And one of the big things we've been talking about is the stories we tell ourselves and how we can clear them. Now, it's all good and great if you've got a great story about how you're showing up positively, and if you're believing the truths around who you are, but in my experience we tend to hold on to a lot of stories that really aren't going to support and enable us to move forward, and they can be typically through our childhood. But we have these labels we put against things, so there's been quite a few breakthroughs for people, and even for myself actually, because when you really get to the heart of what you're feeling, and that's the key actually, it's tapping into the sensation and the feeling that you've got, not the kind of mind chatter that we put on things. So we kind of label things and we blame things, or we victimize things, or we have all that going on. But actually the crux of it is to get clear on what you're feeling as a feeling and as a sensation. And when you get that, that's when you can shift it. And then you find that it's all right actually, and it's quite powerful, it's quite releasing, and again, for me, it's kind of like, wow, if we can all have these breakthroughs as leaders, if we can really tap into our truth, if you like, in terms of what's important to us, and stop holding on to stories about how we can fight things and blame things. And don't get me wrong, I want to improve the world myself just as you do, but the way in which we do it is so important. And I guess my thinking is, what are the stories you're holding on to? Where are you frustrated? That was my word. Bloody frustrated. Where do you may get angry? What are situations that may trigger you to react in a way that you know is not yourself? I was doing some work with a client not that long ago actually, and there was a situation where they absolutely did not show up in their best way at all because they were triggered. One of their values was crossed. It made them reflect. They just felt this injustice in the world and this unfairness in the way this other individual had responded, and everything blew up, and there was anger and there was rage, and actually, underneath it all, I find that we all pretty much want the same thing. We want to do a great job, we want to have an impact, we want to have meaning, but we believe in right and wrong and black and white, and that's our mind getting in the way. That's our head telling us to believe something, and actually the truth is in our heart. The truth is always in our heart, and our heart wants us to experience life in a joyful way. So I guess, what are the stories you're holding on to that may be triggering you to turn up? There's somebody else here this weekend actually, who, when prompted by the most amazing facilitator, said, well, I'm just numb. I'm feeling numb, and numb to work. I show up every day, and there's a very loud ambulance just about to go past. Just let that pass for a moment. And when people go, probably have to am I going to re-record? Probably not. There we go. Just on its way past now. What I was going to say was, a lot of people in the workplace feel like that, unfortunately. They feel they're numb to everything. They're emotionless. They're going through the emotions of the day in, the day out, the drudgery of existing because they need the money, or they need the security, or whatever it is. And as leaders, we can't ever function like that, ever. I never want anybody to ever feel stuck in their job or numb to what they're experiencing. And we've got to break through that as a belief system that we hold on to, a story that we tell ourselves, and we've got to break it down, and then we've got to put some great stuff back in. So that's what I wanted to share with you, just to have a think about, what are the stories you're telling yourself, and what are the emotions you're holding that really it's time to let go. Hope you found that helpful. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.